Have you ever felt like you're just stuck? Stuck on your goals, stuck on your growth, and stuck on where you want to lead your life? A lot of this has to do with people's inability to go about their growth and self-development alone. In a world of collective thinking, along with the constant need for validation from external sources such as social media, people have outright halted their progress and haven't become their best selves due to being held back by the noise of everyone else, as opposed to going about it and facing it alone. The collective ideology of needing others to push you has started to erode people's progress and prevent us from experiencing the myriad of benefits that growing in solitude comes with. And one of the best examples of how to fix this error is, surprisingly, FaZe Jev. Jason Eugene, born October 18, 1993, started his run on YouTube on January 12, 2012, uploading his first ever faceless commentary videos over Call of Duty gameplay. Later, he would start to create montages that would start to get him under the scope of some gaming clans, bouncing around gaming clans from Focus to Cure to Darth. His first big breaks were in making series such as Challenge Accepted, Rage montages, and Story Times.
No, please, no, he's gonna drop me the fucking corner.
By which he would garner a massive audience and understand the core of what he made and wanted to make on his YouTube channel, something that he knew that himself as an individual wanted and no one else did. His time on Darth would be brief, with him stating how he didn't believe that he was the right fit for the team, considering what he wanted to do on the platform, which was an early sign of his mindset of putting himself as an individual first before his content. Jev would later announce his recruitment into FaZe, which would initially spark hate, but eventually lead to him becoming one of the most respected FaZe clan members currently. A big reason for his respect in the FaZe community and the YouTube community in general was his decision to stay true to what he wanted and was motivated to create, as opposed to joining the FaZe house and changing like every member did under the pressure of the collective media. Over the course of editing the video, I noticed that I never specified which FaZe house Jev did not want to join and create content with. I think it's important to you all to know that I mean the house in LA, where FaZe had started to decline and shy away from the things that they wanted to do and start to make profit their priority of content. There are several factors as to why Jev decided to not go join the FaZe house, as the new house would be across the United States. And again, for the reason that Jev wanted to create content alone and pave his own path. He did collaborate with the FaZe house in New York from time to time, due to it being near his former place in New Jersey, but he never committed to living there, only being there to visit and create videos with. Now back to the video. While FaZe's reputation started to tank, with FaZe trying to push every celebrity who promoted and even remotely cared about the brand, Jev stayed true to what he felt like he wanted to create, and was comfortable going about it alone. The key difference between the rest of the FaZe members and Jev is the way they went about life and creating content. Jev's willingness to create content alone, albeit under an organization, made him more susceptible to effective growth and change, while the rest of the members had drastically only changed their content in order to fit what everyone else had wanted at the time, following trends, making vlogs, and even copying Mr. Beast to an extent, not allowing themselves to truly feel the benefits of growing alone. The benefits of growing alone, beyond the ability to be introspective, be self-aware, be more mindful, and be able to self-reflect, can be best explained through the concept of intrinsic motivation, self-actualization, and flow state. Beginning with intrinsic motivation is part of the social determination theory, developed by psychologists Edward Deci and Richard Ryan in the 1980s, which at the core of it is the idea that people have three basic psychological needs: autonomy, competence, and relatedness, by which the levels of motivation depends on how many of these needs are met. The first level of self-determination is amotivation, which refers to a lack of motivation or a complete absence of intention to act. In this state, individuals may not see any connection between their actions and the outcomes they hope to achieve. They may feel helpless or unmotivated to change their situation. The next level of motivation would be extrinsic motivation. This type of motivation comes from external factors, such as rewards, punishments, or social pressure. Interestingly enough, The lowest level of extrinsic motivation is called external regulation, by which individuals engage in an activity solely for the sake of receiving a reward or avoiding a punishment, which reminds us of certain FaZe clan members in the present day. While I don't mean to be disrespectful or cast any judgment, I strongly feel that a good proportion of the old FaZe clan members fall into this level of motivation, as they chased the algorithm and followed whatever was new and could get them a ton of views. But not Jev. Jev falls into intrinsic motivation, where individuals engage in activities because they find them inherently satisfying and enjoyable. This type of motivation is driven by the sense of autonomy, competence, and relatedness individuals experience while engaging in the activity. When Jev was making content, he made decisions that fulfilled the requirements for intrinsic motivation under self-determination theory, that being creating a sense of autonomy, competence, and relatedness. He established his autonomy early by deciding to follow what made him happy to get up every day and allow himself to be independent from everyone else. Showed his competence in his personality and his achievement on YouTube, joining at the time one of the biggest organizations on the internet, and he had close relations with people that he had cared about not just for profit or business benefit, but for personal and emotional benefit. Before, he had his grandparents to hang out with and have a relationship with, and now he has his wife to spend his time with and be happy with. Jev's intrinsic motivation and ability to be autonomous in his goals helped him to reach for his goals without the threat of ever wearing out. But he couldn't have been able to do it without understanding the core of what you want to make for yourself. Which is where we move on to the second topic, self-actualization. Many people want to self-improve, but have no idea what they even want in the first place. The greatest cause of this feeling of being incredibly stuck without somewhere to go is because everyone seems to have the same interest. You may feel as if you're passionate about something, but when everyone else drops it and heads over to the next fad, you follow along with them. You cannot be able to start self-improvement by not understanding what it is that you want to improve beyond the basic necessities, such as better health, fitness, social life, etc. The only way you can find what it is that you want to do and be closer to who you envision as your best self is to be alone, with no one else except the person that is with you the most. You. It doesn't have to be an immediate interest, and it doesn't even have to fit the entire criteria of what you specifically want out of life. It just needs to pique your interest enough for you to want to work without the need for others to influence what you believe you want to do. From there, focus on that discipline, and you'll find the third topic and greatest display of human capacity, that being the flow state. Flow state, also known as being in the zone, is a mental state of complete focus and absorption in an activity, where one is fully immersed in what they are doing and lose sense of time and surroundings. It is characterized by a deep sense of enjoyment, complete control over the task at hand, and a high level of skill. Flow state was first coined in the 1970s, after conducting extensive research on individuals who reported feeling a sense of effortless attention and heightened creativity when engaging in various activities such as art, sports, and music. To be clear, the requirements of flow state are to have clear goals, be able to take feedback and respond well, and a sense of control, something that you typically cannot do with other people. In order to meet any of these requirements and experience flow, you must be able to deal with yourself and avoid the noise in order to listen to the feedback of the task at hand. Once you are able to grow on your own, flow state not only boosts your creativity, but also drastically increases productivity, reduces stress and anxiety, and flat-out increases happiness and fulfillment. Jev is such an interesting case in regards to self-improvement. A person who understood what he wanted to do early and grew himself around that cause, never letting himself be taken away by the static of trends, views, or even other more profitable endeavors devoid of any passion. He should come as a lesson and model for guys looking to self-improve, but not knowing the best ways to start and the best way to grow. All in all, you should never be swayed by other people and what is currently hot for the collective media. Figure out what it is that makes you want to get up and work extremely hard day and night for, and push forward alone, and only then will you grow multiple times more effectively than your peers. As the great Jev once said,
Yeah, it's been Jev, guys. Later.